My name is Charles Setzer. Was in the Marine Corps in World War II. Stayed for 20 years, which caused us to have eligibility here. My wife and I were married 15 years while I was still in the Marine Corps. And she was a very fine, dedicated Marine wife. And they're hard to come by. A good Marine wife's hard to come by. She did her part. She moved to California and back twice. The Marines couldn't take dependents overseas, so she had to go home when I'd go overseas. She went back to Cherryville, North Carolina, to stay close to her parents. But when I come back, we'd get back together where we were going to be stationed, find a house. The first place I went in the Pacific was on a troop ship called General Gordon. The General Gordon troop ship. We went to Guadalcanal. The reason we went to Guadalcanal was not to fight. Fight was over. But we had established a base there to prepare for where we were going to go land. So after 7 months on Guadalcanal, we boarded ship, headed to Okinawa. And we landed on April the 1st, 1945, Easter Sunday. Everybody went ashore. And I spent 90 days before the island was secured in H Company, 3rd Battalion, 29th Regiment, 6th Marine Division. And when all that was over, we went to Guam to prepare for what was next. And what was next would have been the landing in Japan. But the bomb was dropped, and we thought we were going home, and the general come to inspect us. We were sure that's what he's going to tell us after the inspection. And the generals, when they inspect, they stop in front of certain people. They just select somebody to stop in front of them. And you always tell them your name, rank, and serial number. That's what you say when he stops. And he happened to stop in front of me. And I said, Charles W. Setzer, 874564, Corporal. And he says, Corporal, are you prepared to live in the field? I said, yes, sir. And that didn't strike me as saying we were going home. But when the inspection was over, the word was passed we were going to China. So I went to China, stayed 7 months, and finally got back to home in 46, April of 46, before I got home.
What is it like for you, Mr. Setzer, to come here to Arlington on the Triad Flight of Honor and to be able to go out and visit your wife here?
I'm totally taken back with all the work has gone into this trip. I've heard them talk about it before a lot of times, and I thought, well, it's another trip. But it's much more than that. There's lots of work gone into this, and it's made us all feel good and worthwhile in our older age. And we appreciate it. Very nice. And we come up here to bury her. We're going to walk out there in just a minute to the grave site.